Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to this Tribe Forex Power Hour. My name is Marcello, and I am a full-time Forex trader and also a strategy developer. Let me tell you what Tribe Forex is all about really quickly, and I'm going to talk to you about our daily analysis. Now, we call this a Power Hour because what we do is we make all of our trading decisions, the major trading decisions of the day, at this particular time. So the market close that we like to use at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we use this close of the day because we find that we have a higher probability of success. We think that the big dogs use that close of the day to do their analysis as well. And based upon that, we will give it a couple hours to marinate, and we will basically do an analysis of the markets at this time for our next day's trading. Okay, and that's pretty much how it works, and that's why we call it the Power Hour. So you're saying, let me tell you more about what Tribe Forex is about. So this is the Tribe Forex performance curve, and I'll actually show this to you live in a second if that's what you want to see on a TradeStation account. And basically this is the last, honestly, it's just the last about year of activity that we've had based upon our set and forget trades. Basically, it's a once-a-day trade. Now, it's not a perfect equity curve, but this is what we've done real time, taking trades based upon our biases, and I'll talk to you about bias in a second. So this is basically a Tribe Forex performance report. Basically, we have a profit factor of 3.43, which means that for every dollar that we risk, we tend to make $3.43. And it has an 83.50% win ratio during this time over 206 trades. And so that's pretty much our reporting. I can show you some more statistics as well. Let me get back to this PowerPoint. But this is really where, this is basically what we do here at Tribe Forex. So let me tell you how Tribe Forex works. How this works for you, why you should be interested in this. Clearly that equity curve is something that you would like to see. That's the type of growth and consistency that you would like to see in your own trading careers or even in your own investments. Okay, so even if you're not a trader, even if you don't want to be a trader, you don't want to sit in there and make trading decisions yourself or spend time in front of a computer or learn this process, you still want this kind of equity curve. You want to make this kind of money. Who doesn't want to do that? I know that I did, and that's why I'm doing what I do here and have been doing this for almost a decade now that I've been trading Forex as a full-time trader. So trading for success, we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about how it works, okay, in a nutshell, really quickly. We're going to do a daily market analysis because this is what we do. And we're going to review our recent trades, okay. And generally, right after that, it's money-making time, which means that I tell you what trade calls to take if I do see something in the market. And then we have a questions and answer session. Now, I've got to be honest with you, Tuesday is probably a better day to get my trade calls. If you were in here on Tuesday, then you had a phenomenal opportunity to take advantage of the buy euro trade that I offered up. I believe I offered up I'm not sure what it was on the Aussie dollar, but I think I had a buy on that as well, and we hit our first take profits. We made money on both of those trades at that time. That was on Tuesday. As you can see, if you were here on Wednesday or if you were a part of the tribe, you would have had a massive win on our sell trade, on our sell call that we had. And if you were obviously a part of the tribe, even if you didn't have time to take those trades yourself with our trade copier, you would have still made that money, and many of our traders did. They were able to make an additional 3% off these trades that we had taken on our set and forget it trades, and some other traders made even more money, doing the day trade. So let me talk to you about how that works, because right now it probably sounds like Chinese, like Mandarin. So how it works. Basically, Tribe Forex is a trade copying scenario. Okay, so here's how it works. We have a master account. It's our Tribe Forex Master, okay? And basically, when we take a trade here, all of your accounts receive the signal, and you take the very similar trades that we take. Now, what we do is we don't do it through your terminals itself. Okay, we actually run this thing. This is actually a different model now that I look at it. It's the master, and it's going to your computers, but we don't do that. We don't put anything on your computer at all. We actually go straight to the broker. Okay, so it'll be master, internet, straight to broker. And what that does, it eliminates a step and allows us much more reliability as far as that trade is concerned. Now, guys, if you have any questions, get your questions ready and just go ahead and type them in there at the bottom. I am glad to answer any questions you have about the methodology, the strategy, the the way that we do things, how Tribe Forex works. Whatever you want to know, I'm willing to answer any questions that you do have. So that's basically a big part of how it works, because some people, they don't care about learning how to trade. They never wanted to learn how to trade. They just wanted to make the money. And if that's you, then basically this set and forget it opportunity is for you. So basically, you get in. When we take a trade on the master account, it's taken on your account. And when we exit that trade, it's exited on your side. When we modify that trade, it's modified on your side as well. So everything is done through the master. What happens on the master is going to happen on your slave account. Okay, it's going to happen on your account as well. And so that's what we do here at Tribe, so that you won't even have to open your computer. You won't even have to turn it on. You won't even have to install software. You won't even have to do any of that stuff. The only thing that you will have to do to profit immediately, and this is our model and this is what we like to do, is simply give us your login and your password, and we'll go ahead and input it on our side into our trade copying platform and terminal, and automatically we'll all be linked up. And when you take a trade, we'll take a trade. You can have any broker that you want to have. So that works out pretty well, and it has been working out. Now we have 150 different brokers that we have served with our trade copying software and with all of our softwares. Okay, so certainly one of your brokers is probably a part of these in those numbers, and we can certainly deal with them as well. So we've had quite a few brokers. Believe it or not, I didn't even know there were that many brokers out there, but there are plenty of them. There are probably thousands of brokers, because we've had over 140, 150 different brokers that were in our servers. And when we found that out, we were very, very surprised. But that's basically what you do. You simply just give us your login and your password. Now let me tell you what else you can do, okay, and tell you how the rest of this works. This thing's about complete transparency, okay? So we actually do have a community, and that's why we call it the Tribe. We call it Tribe Forex. It's actually a community of traders, and these are guys who are full-time traders, high-end people just like yourselves, who actually do want to trade, because there are some of you who want to trade, others of you who don't necessarily want to trade. You just want to be able to get the benefit of this market, which is the most trending market in the world and gives us tremendous potential for profitability. Okay, you want to take advantage of that. You understand the concepts, you understand the principles, but you have not been able to, you don't want to spend the time. You don't want to spend the years of learning, or with a system that actually works like ours, the weeks or the months of work of learning this particular methodology. But we offer you that complete transparency where you can earn as you learn, or better yet, you can learn as you earn, because for some of you, the earning is more important than the learning. But let's say that the problem I found with the previous models that have been used, hedge fund models, etc., is that you never get to understand the methodology. You have to have blind faith in what they're doing. And it's an educated investor is a much better investor. He's more likely to do better, and you're also going to be able to make these decisions for yourself over time and know, feel more in control of your investment. So clearly, guys, with the trade copying software, you don't have to be You don't have to change brokers. You don't have to give us control of anything. We have no control of your systems. We have no control of your money. Your broker has control of the money. You simply, we're just simply taking trades for you. And when you're ready and you don't feel like you want to do that anymore, you simply just change your password, or you will alert us. Two things you can do. You can do it completely unilaterally on your side just by changing your password. That will cut you off of our server, so we can't take any more trades for you. Or you simply just alert us and we take you out of the system. Really, really simple, really, really straightforward. But this complete transparency is, you know, what I find to be extremely important. You want to know why we're taking the trade. So let me show you how that portion of it works. And even if you don't intend on making a career as a trader, many of our clients are doctors, lawyers, dentists, businessmen, you know, people who have their own careers, who simply just want to kind of turbocharge their retirement, make a little extra money, okay? And so they don't want to change it. They don't want to shift their careers. They simply just want to make some money. But you're also going to want to know how it works. You want to know how we make our trading decisions. And so that's what Tribe is all about. So we have transparency and the Tribe. So let me show you how that works. Here's our formula for success. It's actually as simple as you want it to be. We basically do our 5 p.m. market analysis. So we wait until the market closes at 5 p.m. And you know, between 5 and 7 p.m., like right now, I'll be doing my market analysis. Now the market closes at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because the Asian market will begin at 5 p.m. Okay? Each night we use our set and forget system to take high probability trades. Now the graph that you had seen previously, this chart, this represents our set and forget it trades. This is not any day trades, anything else. It's simply once a day set and forget it trades that are taken on our system. Okay? So that would be your set and forget it trade. So it's taken, we have our bias, we determine what direction we believe the market is going in. That's what bias essentially is. And then we'll take those trades automatically for you if you authorize us to, or you can take them yourself because you will have the trade calls yourself. Now, we can go one step further because there are some people who actually love to trade. There are people who actually love to get involved, and that's why we created a community. That community allows us to be much more effective and also much more profitable over the long haul. Now, we don't really necessarily want a ton of people in our community, but we do want a good number of people who are high caliber individuals, and that's exactly what we have done. We have these people in our group. They want to trade, and so they can come in. You can come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have basically 2 trading sessions, one in the European session from 1 a.m. Eastern Time, okay, until about 5 or 6 a.m. Whatever the market's doing, we could get out before then. And then we have another one starting from about 8 a.m. to about 10 or 11 a.m. Okay, and that's for the New York session. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have these 2 trading sessions, okay? And we do that because we find that these particular days offer us tremendous opportunities in the market. As you can see today was a very good day for trading. If you were in the markets and you were day trading, you would have had great opportunities in the market as we had big movement on the yen pairs, and I'll talk to you about that. We're going to get into our analysis, and we're going to, and we also had opportunities on the dollar pairs as well. Just across the board, big movement, and we generally see that on those particular days in the middle of the week there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are great days to trade. Okay, so if you are into that, you can do that, and you can also use some of our software. Now, I have been in the past known as the automation specialist. Basically, I automate everything. You know, I automate everything. You have no idea, especially my trading. And so I designed automated strategies, but now I use the hybrid model, which allows us to use discretion and automation, which has brought about the kind of results that you see right here. Okay, this is basically a hybrid model for trading. Okay, And that's how this was brought about, because the market conditions have changed, and many where many struggle, the gray matter in between your ears, and mixed with automation, perfect execution, that is what allows us to still be able to capitalize on the market opportunities. Okay, so let's go over this again. So at 5 p.m. the market closes, the Asian market begins. Now we can look at the market, do our analysis, find our bias. 2, each night, depending on the night, because some nights we may not even have a bias, we may not be clear, and so we won't take a trade then. But each night that we have a bias, we use our set and forget system to take high probability trades. This can either be done on your own, you can take them yourself based upon our trade call, or you can simply you can just use a trade copier. 3, if you have time, you can join us in our European or New York session to make even bigger profits. And number 4, you can absolutely do nothing for the rest of the week, and if you're itching for a trade, you can be Johnny on the spot. We're here in tribeforex.com, where you can 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, be able to communicate with other traders just like yourself and other investors just like yourself that are doing the same thing and have the same mentality. And some of them may be much further along than you are. So this is basically our daily analysis that we had for May 8th, which was the last trading day. And this was actually taken from another one of our traders. Okay, this was actually taken from one of our traders, he did not put his profit targets, etc. But his profit target, because we inside the tribe, we know exactly what we're looking for. So his stop loss was about 70 pips. Take profit was about 120 pips. And he absolutely hit that mark, and price did move down. Let me show you how that worked. So we had a sell. We were in a consolidation in the sell cycle of a consolidation. So what does that mean? Consolidation is this back and forth movement that we have. We're in a range. The market is consolidating. It's not trending. It's consolidating. Okay? So someone else may have thought that price was going to continue to move up because we had a very strong buy day previously. Well, that's not what we thought. We believed that price was going to bounce off of this area because of the consolidation and head downward. And that's precisely what happened. And he gives his logic for why we're going to consider this a sell cycle, okay, a sell bias, if you will, okay, and that's exactly what we did. So if you look at the next one, you can see this was our previous bar, and you can see how price dropped straight down. So we ran down from about 131.65 was our entry, all the way down to looks like just about 130.10, or in that area. So 131.65 to 130.10, so about 150 pip drop on the day. Big time movement to the downside. I think we actually have one of these trades still open. And here you can actually see this trade open. I'm actually going to close this one out. But you can see here that the entry, this is a live account. This is one of our accounts here. You can see that our entry was at 31.63, and you can see that price dropped all the way down to 1.30098. Okay, so that was our entry. Our entry was at 31.63, 1.3163. Price dropped all the way down to 130.09. Okay, and so there you have it. I mean, it speaks for itself. 155 pip move down from our entry point, and just really good. That's a pretty good trade. Now the day before we took a buy, and we made money on the way up. Okay, now if you had a completely automated system, it most likely would be getting crushed in this consolidation zone. This back and forth in the market, even on the lower time frames, there's been so much choppiness on the lower time frames that many strategies have been getting crushed that way. But based upon our system and how it works, we've been able to capitalize on these movements, whether consolidation or trend wise. We've been able to capitalize on these opportunities. And I'm actually going to close this trade out right now because we are into a new trading day. This is some of our automated software, guys. You should probably have it. This is actually my Tradematic. Yes, we do use it all the time. And this is all linked up to another account, to other accounts. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll use one account and we'll link them up to other accounts. So we'll have master accounts that are linked up to slave accounts. And so when we close that trade, it closes it on all fronts. And so you can see here that we closed out for a very good profit from 131.63 to 130.36. Okay, so 127 pips there. All right, so getting back to business here, I'm going to get into the analysis really quickly. We basically have two ways to execute our trades. Number one, we have a set and forget it trading system. Okay, that's the trade that I've been showing you. I'll go back to it again. This is based off of our set and forget it trading system. Okay, now this is once a day trading. That's all it is. It's once a day trading. It's a once a day trade. Okay. And then, of course, if you want to kind of ramp up your profitability, you can day trade in the direction of our bias using what we call pods for bigger profit. Now, what is a pod? A pod is a point of decision in the market. There are certain points in the market where you will see either the market break through that area or it will retrace. It will bounce off of this area. So either it will break through or it will bounce off. And those points of decision help us to make good decisions about where the market is going to go, because the market's true intention is revealed at these points of decision. And if you're a part of the tribe, we'll get deep into that. We have modules that basically they tell you exactly how that all works. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the charts really quickly. Wrong chart. Okay. So let's kind of take a look at this. I know I've got some questions here, so I'm going to answer some of them as we go as well. I'm going to start with the euro dollar. We tend to take a lot of euro trades. Yesterday we took an Aussie dollar. Also, we took an Aussie dollar. I'll show you. We actually took an Aussie dollar buy, guys, previous to this. And this Aussie dollar buy gave us 80 pips in the market. We got out really right at the top there. It was right here. We took it yesterday. Closed it out for profit today. It went right to the peak. We got out at, it was 70 pips. We got out at 1.0244. Price went up to 1.0255 on this Aussie dollar. And we got out for good profit. And then you can see that there's a big drop here in the market. It tested this trend line and then came down. But anyway, I digress. Getting back to the euro dollar. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so here we have the euro dollar. I'm looking at it from the weekly. So what we like to do is we like to do a top-down analysis, really simple stuff. I just want to know where the market's going. You can see here I've got some moving averages drawn, and I've got simple trend lines here drawn. And basically this has been the ebb and flow of the markets for quite some time. So now this flag that we're seeing on this euro dollar, it held. We basically saw a push down and a move back up. And over the last few days, we haven't seen, I should say in the last few weeks, we haven't seen a lot of movement. As you can see, this consolidation is even shown on the weekly. The last 4 or 5 weeks have been within each other. They have closed within their range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so that tells us something. We have no net movement. So basically, guys, yesterday, as I said, we took a buy the day before yesterday. We made money on the buy. And then yesterday, we just took a sell. And you can see here that we are actually, my guys, the consensus is on Tribe. And guys, obviously, we're not 100% always right. Obviously, I mean, we have an 83.5% win ratio as far as that particular model is concerned. But the bottom line is that when we have a consolidation like that, consolidation is 70% of the time is when we have a consolidation. We're more likely than not going to see a price movement back within this range. Okay? And based upon what we're seeing here, this back and forth, we're more likely than not going to be looking for price movement back to the upside. Now, don't get me wrong, we're talking about probability here. There's no certainty as far as this is concerned. And if we were to take a trade, it would definitely be to the upside here because breakouts happen 10% of the time, trends happen 20% of the time, 20 to 30% of the time maximum, and 60 to 70% of the time we have consolidation. And right now we're in a consolidation zone. When we're in a trend, we're going to keep on moving with the trend, and that will be our bias. We'll always consider the sell side of this when we have a down movement and we're currently in a downtrend. And we'll do the same thing with an uptrend. But here we're in a consolidation. So we've got to consider it. We've got to defer to a consolidation. And although we're at an extreme, and I know there are many people who look at the big drop that we had, if I go down to the 4-hour, they looked at this and they're saying to themselves, man, this thing is going to drop off the face of the earth. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's just a thing of beauty. Don't get me wrong, like the market could absolutely come down, break through this area, but the probability based upon the numbers alone are that price will actually move back up. And this is actually the 4-hour looking at this very same consolidation, and you can see it here that we've had big, huge price movements up, followed by big movements down, bounces off this area. It's even bounced down through these areas of support and still found its way back to the upside. So it likes those extremes, and that's what consolidation is all about. And that's how people get hammered in this market. But we're going to be looking we don't have a sell signal yet. We don't have a buy signal, I should say, yet. But we're going to be looking for some form of a reversal, some sign of a candlestick or something that gives us a buy. So right now there's no buy opportunity per se on this euro dollar, but you're going to be looking for a hammer. You're going to be looking for this kind of railroad tracks formation. This was actually a very good formation right here at the top. If you look at it, and this happened on the 1st, okay? And right here at the top, price pushed all the way up. You get right to the top, and there's this beautiful railroad tracks formation. Really simple stuff, guys, and it really gives us a move down. Now, if you can focus on those things and you can do it consistently, you can make a living. Trading for a living is simpler than we think. But it requires discipline, and it also requires a trained eye, and that just comes with time. But anyway, so here we have it, guys. We've got this back and forth. We're going to be looking for a buy here on the euro dollar. Okay, so let me keep on moving here. So basically, we drew this. When I do this analysis, guys, I do not touch this chart in general. Okay, so I will draw these areas of support and resistance previously. I will draw them the session before, and as you can see here, this was our area of support and resistance. We had a flag. We were at the apex. When you have an apex like this, price has nowhere to go. It's more likely than not going to break out in one direction or the other. And you can see here that's exactly what happened. We had a flag here, and we had a breakout of price to the upside. And so we're actually hitting an area or a zone that we haven't been to in a while as far as the pound yen is concerned. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the weekly. You can see how we've had just big movement to the upside here on the yen pair. And I'm actually looking for an area of support or resistance, I should say. And you know, there was actually a nice trade on the available for us on the euro yen here, and I'll talk to that. And you can see that there's divergence because I'll get to the pound dollar in a second, but the pound dollar dropped, whereas the euro yen and the pound yen rose, and obviously the euro dollar dropped as well. So it was a yen-based move, a yen weakening, if you will, here on these two pairs that have caused it to continue to move to the upside. Next area of support and resistance is 159. That's the next major area of resistance that we're going to be looking for if prices to continue to move up here on the pound yen. So we may get a retest of this area, and then we'll see price continue to move up, or we may just see it continue to move from here. We got to have a buy bias. We had a breakout of this area, unless we see a reversal candle, some form of a railroad tracks formation come back into this apex. We've got to have a buy bias as far as that pound yen is concerned. Okay, euro yen, same thing. Now this is what I was talking about. We had a retest of this area, so you can see here that we had the same flag form on the euro yen. We had a breakout of that zone, and what does price do? It comes back, it retests that trend line. That area of resistance now becomes support, and basically there was a nice bounce off of. This was another trade. You can't take them all, but it was really a really nice trade to look for. Let's see here. You can see here big movement up 200 pips from that point that you would be looking for on the lower time frame for a potential entry. And this would have been a good day trade. Okay. All right, so our pound dollar is in a consolidation, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days that have closed within each other, and they have repeatedly touched this high here and tested it at 15600 and really just bounced off of that and headed to the downside and adjust this area of resistance. And we're still in that zone. You know, we haven't broken out of that zone. It would be easy for me to say, hey, you know, we're going to be looking for a sell here, but we can't do that because we're still within this range. We still haven't found our way out of this range. It's between 15600 and 154.50. So we have to be considering a buy here on this pound dollar if we consider anything at all. Now, if we have a breakout to the low side and retest this area, then we will consider taking sells from that point forward. But right now, we're still in the range. The probability is that price will continue to move within that range. All right, so the dollar Swiss generally runs inverse, has an inverse correlation to the euro dollar. And what we see here is that you know, basically we had a very strong move and a breakout there too, but we also have this zone that we have not been able to break out of as well. If you look at it across here, we're right in this area at right about 9,500. So that 9,500 was our previous high. You can look across and you can see how that was an area of resistance. And so we're going to be looking for either price to break through that area of resistance or to find its way back into this range here. And I think this upper line and this lower trend line will form our areas of support and resistance, and we could see a back and forth in the market if the consolidation is to remain. We can see further movement over there. All right, so our Aussie dollar, Aussie dollar, you can see here on the weekly chart, really clear cut. We had a railroad tracks formation. We had a multiple touches here for a inner flag, okay, and we broke out of that. We had a railroad tracks formation, and then we had a lower area of support that was broken. That area 1.0200 is our lower area of support, and then we can see price just break out and move lower. And so that's what we've had on the day. Actually, we've had tremendous movement this week to the downside, but this is interesting because I drew these areas on the weekly chart. Okay, we've got 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches. When you go down to the daily, you can see how there's been a retest of that area, which leads us to believe that at some point or another that this is this has got to be a legitimate move, and we could probably see price move down to parity, to 1.000 here on the Aussie dollar. So we may see it move down to parity, and then you know, we'll have to make a decision from there. But there's definitely room for us to see price move down here to this area, and then see what the market decides to do from there. Okay. So that's our biases. Once again, I'll say a buy bias on the euro dollar, buy bias on the pound yen, buy bias on the euro yen. Pound dollar is got to have also a buy bias, believe it or not, because we are in a consolidation. All right. Dollar Swiss is sell, and our Aussie dollar. Actually, I'm a little. Right now, we don't have any signs of reversal, and looking at the weekly, we can probably see a price move down to parity at 1.000. That would be a good bounce point. Okay, and that pretty much sums up what we're looking for on these majors. All right, so I have a couple of questions, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions, getting back to our presentation here. Okay, so I have a question about someone wants to see the TradeStation model. They want to see the actual TradeStation version of this, the actual real charts, see if I have doctored this in any way. I have not. So let's see if I can find it. Here you have it. This is actually my TradeStation version. Okay, I generally don't like TradeStation. I'm an MT4 guy, and most of you are probably MetaTrader 4 people as well, because MetaTrader 4 is free and it's easy to use. And that's what you'll have to use for our software as well. But because we'll need a login and password from a MetaTrader 4 account. And most of you probably already have it because your brokers, most brokers worth their salt have MetaTrader 4 platform. So let me go ahead and show you this, because this is basically how this works. So each one of these lines, these individual areas, is a day. All right, so this represents a day. Then you have another line. It represents another day. It represents another day. It represents another day. So every day that we have price movement, every day that we have a bias, we take a trade. Now, on the days that we do not have a bias, you'll notice that there are days in here that we do not take a trade. So if you look right here, there's no trade being taken. And if you look right here, there was no trade taken either. Okay, so you can see here on, what's the date here? On the 5-6 and 5-7, we did not take a trade. Okay, because we did not have a clear bias. Then you can see here going to 5, as I said yesterday, we took a buy trade yesterday. We took a buy trade the day before yesterday, I should say, and that was on 5-8. And now on 5-9, for the day, we took a sell. Okay? And so you can see the buy here, and you can see the sell here. All right, so periodic returns. You can see that most weeks look pretty decent. Not every week's going to be a winner. Most weeks are going to do well, but across the board we tend to have good results week by week, just looking at our overall consistency. And really, your amount of profitability is going to be due and based upon your whatever your risk is at that particular moment. And you dictate your risk, or you can go with whatever we're using as far as risk is concerned. Okay, so that was our TradeStation model. You can see it there. No doctor charts there. Just exactly how this thing works. I didn't write those numbers in. I didn't construct a fake chart and make fake trades. Didn't do that. This was completely, based upon our strategy, and those numbers were tabulated by the TradeStation software. So, just to review this real quick, because someone just asked me what they would be required to do. You go to www.tribeforex.com, and at the bottom of that page there, you should see a link to purchase Tribe Forex, okay, to become a part of the tribe. Now, once you become a part of the tribe, it will take you to a sign-up page, and then there you will sign up for the tribe, okay? You will automatically be brought into the community. You will automatically be made a friend with me, and you can begin to look at and begin to friend other traders just like yourself, and look at the trade calls that we have. You'll also be able to see our past trade calls. You'll also be able to look at the videos that we have there on the website. There's lots of stuff that you'll be able to do. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to give us your login and password if you want to be a part of this automation. You really don't want to worry about it. You want to know that the trades are being taken regardless of what you do. Then you'll give us your login, your password, and we will simply just matriculate you into the system, and you'll begin taking trades with us immediately. And so that's basically how that goes. Now, what minimum account size? There's really no minimum account size that I can say. It's really up to your broker, and that's the reality. I could tell you, $100. Well, I really don't know. It depends on who your broker is. If you're with a broker who has standard lots and you have $100, you won't even be able to take one trade. If you have a $1,000 account and you have micro lots, then yes, you're safe and you should be fine. Your margins and your leverage should be fine. Okay, so that's what I recommend. Anyone can have between $500 to $1,000. We like for people to have about $2,000 coming in minimum. We have, honestly, guys, on our servers with our accounts, we have accounts that are as large as $600,000. Believe it or not. Okay, so we have, and that's just one account. Okay, so we have quite a bit of money. So the money can go up from wherever you are all the way up based upon the trades that we're taking and whatever your account size is. So the trades will adapt to your account size. And so I think I've answered the majority of the questions that you do have for me. Last question, what is your, okay, I think I said that. Right now we're running at about 83.5% using this model. And you just be required to give us your login and password. Guys, go to tribeforex.com. I want you to go there right now, become a part of the tribe while we're offering it. And I just think that it's a kind of program that that I would have liked to have when I first started trading, and I know that you will find tremendous benefit in it as well. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be back for another session. I'll be doing this, I believe, every Tuesday and Thursday. So I will probably see you guys back here on Tuesday or Thursday. Look out for it. I'll see you inside the tribe on the other side. All the best. Bye-bye.